Hello everybody and welcome to the midweek market update from Smack the Markets for the 10th of April. So today we have the ECB interest rate announcement, which is pretty sort of major news for the euro, but we also have the 12th, that's Friday, which is the current Brexit day, also sort of looming pretty fast now. So two major events coming into play for the markets potentially could have quite an impact. So let's go and take a look at how the opportunities that we discussed on Monday are starting to play out in the markets. So first of all, if we come and take a look at the Dow Jones here, and this is the Dow futures contract, if we look at this from the daily chart, we can sort of get some perspective of what sort of happened this week. So from the highs of last week, the market has slipped back a little bit now and pulled back into the moving averages, also back into this support level here. So this hasn't sort of helped, or what hasn't helped this is the sort of refreshed sort of trade concerns now, this time more around Europe, other than the sort of China situation. So at the moment, the market is currently sort of holding right underneath this 26,200 level. Now, this level, you've heard me talk about this many times before. It's been quite a key level on this market. And where the market's now sort of finding a little bit of support back into the moving averages here is into a nice sort of geometry area for this market too. So depending on how this market plays out today, if this market can close with a bullish candle and more importantly close above the 26,200 level, then we'll still be looking for opportunities above this level to the long side. And of course, we've pretty much sort of got not a lot in the way up here towards the old highs, which is that 27,000 level. So that would be our sort of target level here for the US Dow Jones. Now, if we come and take a look at gold, and gold last week and the beginning of this week, if I show you here on the daily chart, we were sitting here in between this sort of range of 1.3 and 1.29. We didn't want to do anything until the market broke out of either of these levels. Now on Monday, the market did break out to the long side, up here at 1.3, and we were looking for long opportunities to be able to get positioned in. We had to wait all day actually, but we managed to get sort of positioned in here on the 1 hour chart after this sort of retracement, and now that position is now sort of playing out sort of quite nicely as the market's moving on. So if we come and take a look at this on the 4 hour time frame, where for gold now? So this was the key level, the sort of entry point where we managed to get in at 1.3. The market's now sort of pushed on beyond other support, other sort of resistance levels. As long as the market can still contain higher than the 1.307 price point here, we've got a move that will be ultimately looking up towards sort of 1.320, which is a big key level on the daily chart. But there is a more intraday sort of price point here around 1.313 as well. So it's good to sort of manage positions around this area here and ultimately start to look for longer opportunities up here towards the 1.320. So at the moment, we're still long. We're still sort of comfortable in this position as long as this 4 hour time frame remains intact. Now, we looked at a couple of currency markets on Monday, the first one being Singapore dollar against the Swissy. We were looking for here, if I open up the 8 hour chart, we were looking for opportunities up here towards the 7,400 level. And in fact, this sort of window here, trading window, is the window that we were looking at trading. In actual fact, there were opportunities here on the 4 hour time frame, also here on the 8 hour time frame to get sort of positioned, and the market's now reached that level. So this trade, the idea, has now sort of played out to fruition. So this is now concluded. What we will then be looking now here is to see how the market reacts around 74. So we'd rather see the market above 74. If it can get above there, then we'll be looking for opportunities long above that. But we don't want to trade it through that 74 level at this moment. We also discussed here Aussie dollar against the Kiwi. And again, if I come to the daily chart, we were looking for opportunities through this trading window here, up towards the 1066 sort of price point, which is another significant level. So this was our trading window. The trend here on this market has still maintained. It's still intact. Again, there were sort of opportunities back in here on these intraday timeframes to be able to get positioned and trade to the long side. So we're still bullish this market as long as these intraday trends stay intact and up towards that 1066 price point. So new opportunities at the moment. So looking into the tail end of this week, well, the one market here that I think is looking particularly interesting is dollar Swiss. So the US dollar has retraced sort of somewhat through the first half of this week. It is coming back into sort of key levels of support. And if the US dollar sort of continues, does turn around and continue to strengthen, then one of the pairs here that is going to be quite aligned to it is trading against the Swissy being particularly weak at the moment as well. Now, also, if we take a look at this market, it's at a very interesting price point. It's just broken above the parity level. So this is the weekly chart. We can see that we've had consistent higher lows here on this market, and now a more recent higher low, and the market's now sort of just breaking through sort of parity here. Come down to the daily time frame, we can see that the market sort of compressed up against the parity level for several days now, and now we're starting to break out through the long side. So for here, if we get that confirmation here, we could be looking for a move up here towards the 10100 level. That's the sort of key price point on this market. There's not an awful lot of support and resistance in the way, and that's sort of nice sort of trading window that we'll be looking for filling and looking for trading opportunities in there. So the sorts of setups that we'll be looking for will be sort of a breakout of the parity level, sort of pullbacks into the moving averages, possibly pullbacks into that level as well, and looking for bullish momentum to be picking up those positions from there. So there's a few markets that we're keeping a close eye on in the trading room throughout the tail end of this week. Certainly hope it helps and look forward to speaking to you next time. Bye for now.